Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you all are doing well. This is me Aisha Zahid, your science teacher, and today I welcome you all in today's topic where we will be discussing the all about the chapter chemical reactions that we have just completed in our class, right? So let's get started. First of all, we'll talk about the basic terminology that what is chemical reaction. Okay? So, chemical reaction is basically nothing but the rearrangement of the atoms present in the reactant, and as a result, they are altered and forms the new product. So basically, chemical reaction is the rearrangement of atom, and as a result, what happens? We get the new products from the same reactants. Okay? New products we get are the result of the rearrangement. Okay? It's not like that we are getting another reactant or like something else. It's all about the rearrangement of atoms in the reactants. Okay? So chemical reactions in our daily life occurs anytime, anywhere, and there are so many common chemical reactions. Take care the food we eat, so all the processes of our metabolism, of our digestion is all about the chemical reactions. Okay, plants prepare their food through photosynthesis, so that is all about the chemical reaction, right? uh, the natural gas that we get, the coal, the wood, and the petrol burns, and they produces carbon dioxide, and then the reaction between the carbon dioxide and the oxygen is all about the chemical reactions take place in our surroundings. So basically, rearrangement of atoms in a chemical reaction is something like that. Chemical reactions occur between two or more atoms, molecules, or compound. ठीक है? A chemical reaction occurs between like two atoms or molecules or compounds in the reactant site, and they will result to form a product as a result of a completion of a reaction, right? uh, okay. So this is all about how the chemical reaction occurs, like hydrogen and oxygen reacts to form water, carbon and oxygen reacts to form carbon dioxide. ऐसे ही है. ठीक है. CH4 is our natural gas, it's methane. Then CH4 then reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. So these are some common examples from our daily life that how the reactant sites, elements, atoms, compounds reacts to form the products. Okay. Okay, then we have chemical reactions in our daily life application. So, like everywhere in our environment, chemical reactions take place very smoothly, like as a part of our daily life. Okay. Photosynthesis is a reaction by which plants make their food, okay, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Carbon dioxide and water are the reactants, and glucose is the product. Okay, glucose and oxygens are the product. So, in the respiration, glucose of our body converts it into the energy and carbon dioxide, and that energy is in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. The energy produced from that reaction is utilizes to do our work. Okay, we uses the energy to do our work is in the form of ATP. And ATP is a result of what? Is a result of the respiration reaction. Then we have similarly so many more other examples, like dairy product items in which fermentation occurs. Okay, like bacteria and yeast are the catalyst for that reactions, and carbon dioxide and glucose breaks down. Okay, glucose basically breaks down into carbon dioxide and alcohol. Like during the washing process, this the surf and all the detergents reacts with each other in the presence of water, that is also a chemical reaction, right? uh, During cooking, when all the vegetables and oil and the spices in the presence of heat reacts to form of proper food, a proper meal, ठीक है, that is also a chemical reaction. Then we have discussed the balancing of chemical then we have discussed balancing of chemical equations, ठीक है. तो balancing of chemical equations, we have practiced like a lot more chemical equations in the class, ठीक है. If you will, if you wanted me to describe them also, I'll do that for you too. Okay. Then we have law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass is law that was given by a chemist Antoine Lavoisier, ठीक है, and which basically depends upon that during a chemical reaction there is a no loss or a gain of any of matter, ठीक है, take place. It's just the changes of the states, like how many states are there. There are solid, liquid and gas, ठीक है, and these three states of um, matter involves in chemical reactions as well, ठीक है. Reactants in the chemical reactions are present in um, solid form, in the liquid form, in the gaseous form, and then after the chemical reaction, what just basically happens is the state of the matter changes, ठीक है. So what basically the conservation of mass states that matter is neither created nor destroyed, however it just changes its state, ठीक है. um, चेंजेस इन स्टेट्स वाइडर अब हम कैसे क्लियर करते हैं इसको. इट्स अ क्लियर फॉर्म ऑफ लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ मास दैट ड्यूरिंग केमिकल रिएक्शन स्टेट्स ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स मे बी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द रिएक्टेंट्स, ठीक है. वही वाली बात कि केमिकल रिएक्शन के अंदर द रिएक्टेंट्स आर in different state, and maybe might be possible that the products that we are getting as a result of the chemical reaction, the state of that product can be different, ठीक है. um, Hydrogen, oxygen are the gases, and sometimes they react with another product to form uh, in like it exists in different forms. For example, hydrogen is a gas, oxygen is a gas, but when we combine them together, what basically happens is hydrogen plus oxygen is H2O, like water, which is in a liquid form. ऐसा ही है. So this is how that the two reactants, hydrogen and oxygen, were present in a gaseous state in the reactants, and when they react each other by each other, they occurs in a form of liquid. Then we have types of chemical reactions. So basically we have many types of chemical reactions, but we are discussing two of them, which is combination reaction and decomposition reaction. Combination is basically nothing, just the addition of like the reactants, ठीक है. We add the reactants one or like two or three or more, ठीक है. Two or more reactants combines to form a product, ठीक है. Combination reaction basically have two reactants and one product, ठीक है. There are so many examples like H2 plus Cl2 is 2HCl, which is hydrogen plus chlorine is 2 hydrogen chloride, and all these equations are balanced, ठीक है. There is sodium and chlorine to form sodium chloride, there is calcium and oxygen to form calcium oxide, and there is magnesium and oxygen to form magnesium oxide. These all are example of combination reaction where there are like two reactants and one product, ठीक है. Then we have decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction is basically just the reverse of combination reaction where a compound breaks into two or more simpler compounds, ठीक है. We have one reactant that breaks down into two or more products. For example, like we have calcium chloride CaCO3, ठीक है. So what basically happens is uh, it's calcium carbonate. It's not calcium chloride, it's calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate, CaCO3, breaks down into CaO, which is calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Okay, so this was the example of decomposition reaction where calcium carbonate is decomposing into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Then we have energy changes in chemical reactions. So chemical reactions are like on the basis of energy, okay, whether it's absorbing, whether it's releasing, is further divided into two types, which is endothermic reaction and exothermic reaction. In endothermic reaction, what basically happens is there is like absorbance of energy into the molecules. The energy that is uh, requiring in a chemical reaction, and a chemical reaction is absorbing energy, is is to like make a bond or a break a bond. Okay. Endo means involvement of, and thermic means heat या फिर energy. So basically there is an involvement of energy in that reaction. Okay. And as a result of endothermic reaction, basically what happens, like the containers in which the reactions are taking place becomes cold. Okay. And like of the normal temperature, it doesn't become hot. But in the exothermic reaction, exo means exit and thermic means heat or energy. So basically the energy is releasing from the container, from the system and everything. Okay. And as a result of that, the container becomes hot. The energy releasing is in the form of heat. Okay. Then we have some examples of exothermic reactions, which is burning of gas. ठीक है, तो carbon dioxide in the product is a sign that there is a exothermic reaction occurring in the system. ठीक है, so look, in the example where burning of natural gas, there is methane reacts with oxygen, and as a result what happens, CO2 and H2O and water, means carbon dioxide, water and energy is released. Carbon dioxide is a sign that there is a exo reaction take place in the system. ठीक है, so this was all about this chapter. If you still have any question, any query regarding any topic, so you must come and ask anytime. And if you wanted me to prepare a lecture for balancing equation as well, I'll do that for you too. And just prepare yourself well for the exams, and best of luck for your exams, and thank you so much for taking your time out and listening to the video. Up till the next video, take a very good care of yourselves, and Allah Hafiz.